Well, good morning. Wow. It's January 4th and I feel like I've been partying for like 3 weeks straight. So let's get our shit together and open some envelopes. Well, one envelope. Let's open January's envelope. Woo! Well, hello and welcome back. This is going to be our very first January envelope opening for crafting inspiration that we previously stuffed all 12 months for fun surprises for us to open together as we progress right here on my YouTube channel, which, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so you can follow along on the journey the whole year through. Speaking of envelopes, let's grab it. Da-da-da. I thought initially that I was going to be able to pull these off, so let's see if I can actually do it. That was very satisfying. All right, till next time, hang that back up on the wall so that we can explore January. And just let's start with a quick note. Even if you are watching this and it's not January, that's totally okay. The real point of this is for you to see the process, see how these items in this envelope could be interpreted, and hopefully that will inspire your own imagination, your own creative process. Hopefully it will inspire you to have a little fun every month. Now is the time to grab your journal or whatever you plan to continuously, consistently keep your notes in. So that could be pen and paper, or it could be the Docs app or your Notes app or wherever you will be able to find these so that when the next month comes, we can easily reflect on them. One more item that I didn't actually mention that you might want, but could be helpful is if you want to print a calendar. I know this seems kind of old school to go analog like this, but I find it really helpful. And then what I do is I just clip all of these right here, and then I'll hang them on the wall right next to the other envelopes. So I can reflect on this together along with any additional notes that I make in here. But sometimes I find it really helpful to see specific dates or what's happening. So if you want to take a minute to populate anything you already know is happening in January before you open this, you can. Or if you want to skip this step altogether, you certainly can. These are just additional options. And by the way, you can print free templates for calendars like this online. So if you just do a quick search, you can find them. Okay, now in my journal, I'm just going to make some quick notes before we start. So I'm going to start by saying, this is January. Okay. And as I open this envelope, I will then make note about everything that's inside and reflect on it afterwards. Okay, let's actually open them. So for January, we have these items. Okay, first item, this is from Pacific Knit Co. So our color work swatch for the month. This is rats. Oh, rats. There we go. Rats. Oh, they're cute. Little mice. Rats. Okay. Then for the color swatch, we have charcoal, and this is number 98, so we can use that for numerology purposes too, especially if you're into that kind of thing. I sure am. Then the tarot card is the Three of Pentacles, and my spell card, Come to Me. And so this is a classic potent oil blend for attraction. Okay. Use with caution, dear witch. Be thoughtful about what you wish for. So interestingly, this includes essential oils like rose, jasmine, gardenia, lemon oil, jojoba oil, rosebuds, lemon peel, and sprig of deer's tongue. What's deer's tongue? I guess I'll have to look that up. Interesting. So it's saying here, you could pair this energy with love by pairing it with a red candle or a pink candle. And then if you wanted like for success or wealth, you could do a green or gold candle. So very interesting. Maybe I will try making this month. Stay tuned. I'm not much of an oil maker, but maybe that needs to change. And that concludes what's in envelope number 1. So let's take a moment to reflect back on everything we pulled out. We got the Three of Pentacles, Come to Me oil, number 98 charcoal for our color swatch, and the rats in the Spellbound Doodle deck. Take a moment to just reflect on anything that might be coming to you about these symbols, about these oils or ingredients, about the numbers, the colors. If you know about tarot, if this is doing anything for you, now is the time to really reflect on those first impressions and enter them into your journal. I'm going to take a quick minute and write down all of this information. As I'm doing it, sometimes little thoughts and ideas actually come to me, so this is another idea that you could try. Now that you have all these cards and items noted, we can now start to reflect on what they might mean for this month. The best way to add context to these seemingly random items is to, of course, go back to our initial intention that we have for the year. In fact, it's not a bad idea to rewrite your intention for the year on top or around each month so that you can remind yourself, because it's really easy to forget as life gets lifey. So I'm going to do that right now. My intention, as you might recall, was to get more social so that my passion for the craft is even more reinvigorated this year. I even tightened it up a little bit by reworking it to I craft with passion and community. And now that I'm reminded of my intention, I can look at these items with a little more direction. So I craft with passion and community. So the Three of Pentacles is very interesting now because if you're into tarot, that one can be very reflective of success through coordinating with other people from different areas. This month, I'm anticipating working with other people, working with other crafters and beyond, because they may not be crafters. And then rats. I mean, seemingly they're kind of gross, but like they do a lot of work. They're very busy. They're pretty organized. Rats I see as being another social symbol. So I'm just going to think of that as like a community, right? A colony. So maybe I'm going to find a new group this month. Then we have charcoal. And so two things again. So not only are we going to, at least I am going to reflect on the color, which is a very neutral, calming, I think of gray as almost like an invisible type of color, but also like chill, like a gray day. I love a gray day because it's very relaxing. So I'm going to say the energies of this color are relax, chill, and invisible. Who knows? And then I'm going to take it one step further and look again at the number. So this is UU Yarn color number 98. And then the name is charcoal. So if you add up 9 plus 8 to reduce the number, that ends up being an 8. So if you're also looking at numerology and you happen to know something about that, 8 is often associated with harmony and also strength, like the strength card in tarot. And then this Come To Me oil is actually interesting because again, when you start applying it to your own things, you see connections that maybe you wouldn't otherwise. And so I have been talking recently, especially in the past few days, about the laws of attraction. What you focus on expands, fortune favors the bold, all of those types of things, essentially the same thing. And so this is giving me that same vibe, like things will come to you, but you have to actually call out to them. So I am going to be mindful that I am a little bit more in the social realm this month as much as I can, because maybe there's somebody I need to meet or would be helpful to meet. And if I'm not out, I'll never find them. There's lots of ways to communicate with people. I'm communicating with you right now and I'm kind of talking directly at you. Even if we're not face to face in person, we can still communicate. So use your creativity. The whole goal of all of this is just to expand your creativity and get in touch with what your intuition might be telling you and how to read that over time. If you're doing this alongside me and you're like, I don't know what else to write at this point, how reflect though? No problem. I'm going to have new reflective prompts for you each month so that your brain can stay active and you can stay interested. And so here's the first 3 for this month. Number 1, what stood out to me immediately when I opened this month's envelope? Number 2, how does this reflect in the energy I want to apply in my crafting this month? And finally, What does a gentle beginning to your crafting year look like? These are just a couple of ideas that you can reflect on. Anything that comes to you naturally is always the best thing to lean into. And if you're not quite sure what any of this means, don't worry. Just write down what you have, any initial thoughts or feelings you may have, and if you don't have any, just close it up and we can revisit it next month when we'll have the whole month to reflect on. Things could become more clear in a week, weeks, months. The important thing is to just honor the process and then check in as time goes by, because you never know when things might suddenly make a lot of sense. There's no right way to do this. The point is to just have fun and inspire yourself, and maybe others along the way. So for me, this January reading really feels like getting into the energy of being social again. We're past the holiday season, reconnecting with people that perhaps you haven't talked to in a long time. I mean, that's very resolute New Year's energy, reconnecting with people. And I think now more than ever, we need community. I don't think I'm the only one in that boat. I would love to know what you think about my reading. What did you get? Are you doing this along with me? Are you just using my cards and interpreting them to your own intention? That's completely valid too. And it might be very interesting to see how your intention makes this selection of items totally different. I hope you'll share your feedback in the comments. If you're enjoying this series, like and subscribe to get notifications for the future. Plus it supports this channel, blah, blah, blah. It occurred to me, you might be asking what you do with all of these things now that they're no longer trapped in the envelope. And well, I guess there's a couple of things you could do. One, you could keep everything in the envelope, and so that at the end of the year you have a reminder of what everything was, neatly categorized. Or you can just return these items back to their original decks at the end of each opening, or the end of each month, or really whenever you like. So there are no wrong answers, just, maybe do that consistently so that you're setting yourself up for future success. Or if you have other ideas, I'm always up to hear them. Speaking of, now this was a pre-recorded, but I did do it on January 4th, and it's going to be flipped really quickly with the editing and everything. But if you would prefer that I do this as a live stream, like totally stream of conscious, no editing, you get the whole thing, and if anybody shows up live, they could ask questions, I'm also up for doing that, so let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see what February holds, and I can't wait to hear what your January cards were and any reflections that you'd like to share. Until next time, Merry May.